Good morning, everyone. It's Libby from Meister Tarot, and fabulous to have you along with me this morning. I'm a little bit earlier today because I've got a coffee date with a friend this morning. So there's a bit to get through, and I think what's going to happen is it's going to be over 2 days. I did have a lot of notes, 2 pages previous in my notes, about Trump, about the midterms, about Liz Cheney, etc., the January the 6th. I think I'll tackle that tomorrow. What I want to have a look at today is someone's asked about if I can read on the Russia, Finland, Sweden, Poland situation. I covered that somewhat way before even Ukraine started back in January, which feels like forever ago, but it wasn't really. So I'll post a link to that below, but I'll have another look today. Please be kind. It was an earlier video, so it might be a bit stilted. I'm also going to have a look to see when Putin goes in for surgery. Someone's asked whether his caretaker replacement will take any action on Ukraine, preferably in the positive, and that's Petrevshiv. I do apologise. I know I've got that completely wrong. He is former FSB. He took over the FSB, which was the KGB, from Putin back in 1999. He then became the Security Council Secretary under Putin, and he is the one that intelligence services are speculating will slip into that role when Putin is not available. So we'll have a look. He is very anti-West. We'll have a look to see whether he's got anything that he's going to bring forward. And then I want to have another reader brought up the other day, and I was really drawn to this, that carrying on from my video from the other day with Ghislaine Maxwell. I always get that back to front for some reason. My dyslexia is coming through. Ghislaine Maxwell spilling the beans, and I've always seen that she will, whether we hear about it or not is another matter, but will Trump be implicated in any form of sex trafficking, which wouldn't surprise me. It's one of those, the Clintons were accused of sex trafficking. I'm not saying the Clintons are completely innocent, but when the GOP accuses the other side or those that they don't particularly like of doing something, usually means they are doing it themselves. So yes, so I'll have a look at that today, but the rest of the Trump stuff I'll leave for tomorrow. I have saged the room. I wish you could smell it. It smells fabulous. Just to clear some energies this week. Yes, if you haven't seen it, Jill Biden flew into Ukraine on Mother's Day to visit with Elena Zelenska. I hope I pronounced that right as well. It was down in the southwest of Ukraine. Harod, and I'm sorry, my Australian accent does not do these Northern European names any justice, so again I apologise, but holy crumbs, what a First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden. When you compare her to the previous plastic one who wore the I don't care do you shirt down to the border, the one that didn't even want to visit Washington, for Jill Biden to go into a war zone to visit with the First Lady. What a morale boost for the Ukrainians, and also it meant that Mrs. Biden, Dr. Biden, could see firsthand what was going on and what was needed, and she is a great advisor for her husband, just over the dinner table type thing. Putin's victory parade, as predicted, nothing announced, nothing that we know of. Apparently there were 11,000 soldiers parading through, looked like enormous numbers, but remember that That is the lower level of what is estimated of Russian soldiers to have died in this Ukraine invasion. So just even looking at the parade itself, and you look at the numbers of young men there, and more than that have been killed in Ukraine already, was quite saddening. Okay, whew, right, a few things to get through. Russia versus. Now I'm using my Light Seers Tarot because our Finnish, Swedish, Polish allies, they're friends, they are fabulous people. I've been to Sweden and Norway. I haven't been to Finland, would love to get back to that neck of the woods. Beautiful people, beautiful country. I did see back in January the threat from Putin, but I saw that it wouldn't actually eventuate. But I did see that it would prompt Finland and Sweden to join NATO, which has happened. Well, they haven't joined it, it's in the process. Previously, the leaders of the two countries were, well, we're neutral, we're peaceful, we don't need to, but what's happened has given them a bit of an eye-opener. Okay, so let me have a look. I'll just go country by country. Is Finland threatened? Will Finland be threatened in any way by Russia? Sorry, I've burbled along for 6 minutes already. Will Finland be under any threat from Russia? Will Finland be under any threat from Russia? Excuse me if you can hear the washing machine in the background there. Will Finland be under any threat from Russia? My Meister, bring these cards for me. Will Finland be under any threat? I'm really getting a feel for that bottom card. The Magician. So this is a figure who has all the tools of all the suits in his toolbox, but this is manifesting possibilities, manifesting things into reality. Great power. I see the infinity symbol on his forehead. I'm not getting any threat here. It is actually a very peaceful. It is actually a very peaceful figure. Observing this power of what's going on in the world, putting their own energies into it as well. I'll just bring you down so you can follow this along with me. So I'm not getting any threat there at all. It's just a exceedingly peaceful figure. Okay, yeah, not getting any threat for Finland here at all. But what is happening is that there is this rethinking. I'll bring you up. There is this rethinking going on, very much on an emotional level. 8 of Cups. Usually in other decks they're the broken cups or the fallen over cups, and the figure is walking away from those, what they have emotionally invested in the past that is not working for them. But I always like to look at these particular cards, and they're not so much walking from, they're walking to this beautiful new beginning. So again, I'm not seeing any threat. I'm just seeing that there has been this reflection of powers on the world stage. So they're now changing direction and walking to what serves them, followed by the 7 of Pentacles. So it's about reaping what you sow. It is about introspection, rethinking how you do things, and this is in regards to wealth, health and ideas. Very much, yeah, just nurturing the crop, nurturing the harvest, but yeah, reaping what they sow. They've realised that the government of Norway, Finland, whether it's the people as well, I'm not sure, let me know, but yeah, they're having a rethink. They are walking a bit of a tightrope. They don't want to upset Russia, but they also realise the threat that it is, and also a financial tightrope as well, because the whole region is interdependent. However, not sure about the oil gas reserves of Finland. I know that I believe Sweden is stepping in to up their supplies to Europe, to Poland especially. Should have looked at a map to see where everybody is before I started. So they're just juggling a little bit what the economy is doing there. Now, the economy may, like the rest of the world, now don't think you're in isolation. The rest of the world is going through massive inflation. Prices are going up, wages aren't going up. It's just a real, stock market's crashing. Interest rates are going up. It's a real juggling act financially at the moment for the world in total, but also for Finland. But they are also walking this extra tightrope. But this is the card, the Hierophant, which is the card of the systems, whether it be government, religious, healthcare systems, legal systems, whatever. It is about, okay, I've been told it's about the society of, I was going to say hierarchy, but I don't think that's quite the right word, more about the society of Finland itself. And then you have this stairway up into this, this figure is also, it's joyful. It is, again, it looks very much like this magician figure, which was the first card I pulled, sitting in a very similar way, looking at the world, manifesting their place in the world, but it's going to be okay. There is this fabulous future. There are stairs to climb, but you are being invited to climb those stairs in a joyful manner. So Finland, oh yes, now I don't know whether this is your leader, whether it's male or female, just has this inspirational mentorship, bringing along powerful orator, just protector, and then you have the Lion of Strength in the back of that as well. So, and also some plans being made in regards to overseas contracts that are going to be entered. So to me, that's NATO. And then we have an inevitable ending of what is at the moment, but it's not a bad ending. It's actually leaving behind this figure that they were and entering into this new joyous era. So, yeah, Finland, you're going to be okay. Let's have a quick look at Sweden. Tell me about, will Sweden be under threat from Russia? Will Sweden be under threat from Russia? I might not even get to Trump today. I might have to do him tomorrow with his sex trafficking. By the time I look at all of these, I also want to have a look at, was watching reports the other day of the number of young Russians disillusioned with what's going on and wanting to leave. Not wanting to leave, but feeling that for any future, they have to. So I'll have a look at those as well today while we're on this neck of the woods. So tell me, is Russia any threat to Sweden? Sweden, is Russia any threat? Especially because Sweden is stepping into the breach in regards to gas supplies. Yeah, I'm just feeling that things are a little bit more edgy there. Tell me about, is Russia going to threaten Sweden? Is Russia going to threaten... Oh! I don't know whether that wanted to throw out at me or not, and whether I just caught it. Is Russia going to be any threat to Sweden? I'm seeing Russia as it's just falling away. It's almost like you know when you see those time-lapse videos of a corpse decaying, whether it's a bird or an animal or a human or a tomato or a fruit or vegetable. I'm getting that image for Russia. Tell me, is Russia any threat to Sweden? So I'm seeing the Russia decaying. I've actually got this image of Sweden as this gorgeous goddess type. When I say goddess, I mean Viking warrior goddess figure. I don't know my Viking goddesses. I should do. I have Viking genetics back there somewhere. Stepping forward with her arms ready to embrace. Is Russia any threat to Sweden? Is Russia any threat? Oh, got them throwing out at me everywhere. Okay. Not sure which one came first, but this was the one that was sitting on the top. I'll bring you down. This one was sitting on the top of what was thrown out. Now, it's not, yes, it is the Tower card. It is not one to be fearful of. The Tower is very much about breaking down old structures so that it can be rebuilt anew, which was the feeling I got for Finland, but this is more intense for Sweden. And that really brings me back down to that decay of Russia and the Viking warrior, female warrior I saw. What do they call them? Shield maidens. I love that word. Love that name, shield maidens. Embracing the world. So this is about a breaking down of what was so that can be rebuilt anew. It's not a catastrophic ending or anything like that. It's not a military strike or anything. We then have, I'll bring you up for these. Do a bit of a Lena Rodriguez. We then have the Hermit. So actually I've got two major arcana, an ace and a queen here. So message to take note of. Possibly feeling somewhat isolated because they're not yet in NATO, but they're stepping up, shining their light, knowing that this threat is on their doorstep. So feeling somewhat a bit needing to be reassured, is if that's the term I get. But please be reassured. The rest of Europe and the rest of the world is here for you. They are reflecting on their stance in the past and their new place in the world. So they're up on this cliff here, overlooking the world, reflecting on their place in the world and the light that they can bring to the world. Then we have this Queen of Swords. Now, again, I don't know who your leader is, but I think this is your leader at the moment. Powerful, wise woman, great intelligence, stands up for what is true and honest, seeking the truth, looking at the intelligence that's being provided to them. Now, I don't know whether it's male or female, but it's very much a feminine energy, but also surveying the realm in protecting. And, you know, it does look like a modern version of a shield maiden to me, but surveying the realm in looking in protection, and then she has this, is it an eagle or some form of hunting bird, keeping an eye out for her, and then we have this Ace of Wands. Again, this is a feminine version. It is about passion, plans, the future, new beginning, going into the future. So again, very positive plans for Finland. For Sweden. Sorry, I've got my little list here. I'm only on my first coffee. But yes, this is all about going forward. But yes, there is some old structures, some old ways of thinking that need to be broken down first. And then if we have a look at the base here, this is about disappointment. There is an often, I think there are people in the Swedish society that okay, yes, I'm getting that conservative right-wing leaning that are going to be disappointed. However, you are going to enter into these contracts. This is again NATO coming up, and it is going to be a new beginning for you, an ending of a chapter and beginning of a new chapter, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Okay, so yeah, looks okay for that part of the world. I understand the anxiety. I'm not in any way feeling that it's going to be an issue for Finland and Sweden. It will mean a rethinking of your place in the world, and the contracts that you have. But rest assured, we do want you and we do have your back. Okay, Poland. Quick look at Poland. Please tell me, is Poland under any threat from Russia? Because they are the major player in this, in that, I mean, all of Europe is a major player, but Poland is the launching pad for the military machinery, the humanitarian aid. They are where most of the, all of just about the refugees are fleeing through, and then they disperse if they can. But tell me, I feel so far away. I have a spare room. It's not a very comfortable bed, and it's used husband's office. It's also a husband's office for his working from home days. But I just feel so far away. Please donate where you can. Don't forget the pets. Getting chills about the pets. Okay, Poland. Is Poland under any threat from Russia? Please tell me. Meister. Just feeling lovely. I'm just feeling... it's not warmth, I'm just feeling this fulfilling, like the core of my soul is being filled. Poland, wow. Tell me about, is Poland under threat from Russia? Is Poland under any threat from Russia? Is Poland under any threat from Russia? Is Poland under any threat from Russia? Come on, Meister. Bring me my cards. Is Poland under any threat from Russia? He's looking for the right one to come to the top. Is Poland under any threat from Russia? Right, here we go. Okay. Feeling great disappointment in what's happening. Absolutely great disappointment in what's happening. feeling like they're carrying the weight of everything on their shoulder. Okay, let's have a look at these. So, signifier card, and this is Poland. None of the bowls are overturned. Everything is still upright, but there is this feeling of weight and disappointment and despair that they're doing everything they can, but can we do more? Wanting the rest of the world to really step up, not just supply to places like Poland and expect Poland to pass it on. They have massive refugee influx. They're just feeling like they're just very much being weighted down by this. But I'm really, as always in this card, drawn to this beautiful rainbow, which are the energies of Poland. So they've got these empty bowls, and they're feeling like they've got these empty bowls. But this is the spirit of the Polish people. They are feeling exhausted, and we understand that. Please embrace this. Look after yourselves. You can't give if you haven't got. So if you need time out, please ensure that you take the time out so that you have the strength to carry on. However, we do have the Four of Wands. This is, it is celebration, often the wedding card in other decks. Looking at this card, there is this, I'm drawn to this tent in the background that is empty, and okay, I'm feeling like this is how Poland is feeling at the moment. Now, none of these are saying Poland is under threat at all. Just be reassured on that. But it looks like this is how Poland feels. The tent is separate from the rest of the world, is going, rah, rah, yes, we support. But the Polish people are starting to really feel empty, that they have given so much that they need a chance to replenish. And they feel like this is the rest of the world celebrating and supporting, but they are separate from them. So just be aware, we are very conscious of what you are doing. We are so putting our love and light into you, which I know doesn't mean a lot when you're really struggling. Yeah, okay. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. This is joy. This is absolute joy. So there are moments of huge celebration, emotional, overwhelming celebration in Poland, combined with moments of feeling just absolute despair and loss, as if everything's been drained down here. And this brings me back to this card with the tent here, and this card with the empty bowls. You are giving so much. However, as with the Four of Cups, if you have a look at this, there is still this one upright. The colour in it is absolutely magnificent. It is full. Just trying to think how to put it. We've got your back, but it's, in many ways, we feel that it's not enough. We are feeling this draining of you, this draining that you are under. However, we have this Queen of Wands. Very often my Zelensky energy. It's also my Navalny energy, as I mentioned the other day, but it may also be the energy of some leader that you have in your country at the moment. It's an inspirational leader, but like all queens, it is also a nurturing energy. They have all these candles lit, candles of hope. There is this magic that they are imparting, there is this joy that will come again. So I'm just feeling like this is the energy of perhaps the leader, or it is the energy that you are drawing off the Zelenskys, Zelenka, to keep going. But this is also very much about taking time out. You see she's sitting here and she is replenishing. She is very much about the earth, and she is very much about communication. So, and inspiration. Inspiration is very much the power that I get from the Queens of Wands on all my decks, with this light energy. So please fill yourselves back up again. Take time if you need it. It's not weak to admit that you need a breather, and spend some moments in joy and refill your emotional and your spiritual bank. On the base of the pack, we have this Nine of Wands, which is what I was just talking about, needing to set yourself some boundaries for your own physical, mental and spiritual health. You need to set yourself some boundaries. We have the Hierophant. It's going to be okay. You're not under threat. There's no threat. The world is very prepared to give and receive this help. We know and we acknowledge and we are incredibly grateful for what you are doing in this pivotal role. And this help will not stop even after the invasion of Ukraine is finished, which it will, with Ukraine as the victor. This help will not stop. It's not like it'll cut off. It will keep going. And yes, know that you are emotionally supported. Okay, well that's 32 minutes. I didn't get onto the other bits and pieces, so it looks like I'll do those readings over the next couple of days. No, I'll quickly nip on, because it was a specific question from a reader, from a viewer, about Patrushev. Okay, when Putin, swapping decks, so when Putin is in surgery, will the person who steps in negotiate peace? Will they change the course? I'm not feeling anything at all in regards to this. Will the person, when Putin undergoes surgery, whoever steps in, will they change the course of this invasion? Queen of Coins, about domestic security, protecting the finances. Oh, that's interesting, especially considering in Russia they're really struggling. Protecting the finances. I'll read what got through out at me. This is about domestic security. Whoever steps in is just going to ensure domestic security. However, there is this informer, this spy in the camp. This spy in the camp, and there is a plan. So patience, there is a plan on the horizon for a tower moment. So this isn't so much telling me about the one that's going to step in. This is telling me about what's going to happen to the one who is being surgically done. So I'll just have a quick look, and that will be, as I've read before, that will be the beginning. Well, it is the beginning. It's already been the beginning of the end, but it will be the end. Patience, temperance, balance and moderation. Be patient. This is going to be exposed. This is going to be exposed. Russia's already at a crossroads where they have a decision to be made. And I'm getting his daughter again. Getting his daughter. There is a crossroads and his daughter. Never pull good cards for Russia, really. Disappointment, financial insecurity, playing cards close to their chest. There is something that's going to be revealed for full illumination. Oh, I've got the Hanged Man upside down. Don't usually read upside down. Hanged Man upside down. This guy's not going to pause it, but those that have been financially severely affected are going to bring about an ending. And I have a youth, or youths offering a cup, and an inevitable ending. So I'm not seeing that he's going to make any difference, but it is the other things that will change the course of what's happening. Okay, thank you for joining me today. I shall chat with you tomorrow and see where tomorrow leads us. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.